like a queen. Go fetch my best attire. I am again for Sidness to meet Mark Antony. And so, as we build to this climax of Cleo killing herself, she also wants an honorable death, and she wants to die being dressed in a royal robes as the queen that she truly is. She wants to be ready to meet Antony. And this is so reminiscent of the first time when she met Antony and she came down the river on a royal barge. Remember, we had that whole discussion, and in all of finery, and how the perfume went ahead of her. And this is so similar to that. She also wants to die being dressed in her finery, so that when she passes in the afterlife, you will still see her in a finery. Now, noble Charmian, we'll dispatch indeed, and when thou hast done this chore, I give thee leave to play till doomsday. Bring our crown and all, bring everything, bring everything that makes me the queen that I am. Where's this noise coming from? Here is a rural fellow, a man from the country, that will not be denied your highness presence. He brings you figs. And so comes this man, and he has this basket, and it's got the lid. When he opens it, when the guard looks in, he sees the figs, which is for Queen Cleopatra. Let him come in. What poor an instrument may do a noble deed. And so she's talking, when she talks about a poor instrument, look, you use an instrument to achieve an end. And so the poor instrument is this very crude, this rough man from the country. And the noble deed is that he is bringing the means for her to end her life, because in the basket, under the figs, are the poisoned, the vipers, the asp that will actually end her life. He brings me liberty. He brings me freedom. Freedom from shame, humiliation, Caesar. My resolution's place, I've made up my decision, and I have nothing of woman in me. I am now, from head to foot, I am marble constant. Wow. What is she saying? She says, I have made up my mind to kill myself. I am no longer like a woman, all emotional and fluctuating. Once you've made up your mind, then you change your mind again. She says, I am marble. Marble, it's cold, it's hard, it's unfeeling. Now the fleeting moon, no planet is of mine. Remember the moon? It waxes and it wanes, and it waxes and it wanes. And she says, no planet. I'm not like the moon at all. And the guard says, this is the man, avoid and leave him. And she says, has thou the pretty worm of Nilus there? The pretty worm, the euphemism for the snake. Do you have this, probably found close to the river Nile, that kills and pains not? It doesn't cause you any pain. Truly I have him, but I would not be the party that should desire you to touch him, for his biting is immortal. Those that do die of it do seldom or never recover. In other words, I don't know if you want to do this, because it's fatal, it's fatal, it's fatal. Rememberest thou any that have died on it? Do you know of people who've taken it, who have been bitten and have died? Yes, very many men and women too. I heard of one of them no longer than yesterday, a very honest woman, but something given to a lie, as a woman should not do, but in way of honesty. How she died of the biting of it, what pain she felt. Truly she made a very good report of the worm. But he that will believe all that they say shall never be saved by heart. Okay, quite a lot going on here. He says that he's heard of a woman, so first hand, that has died of it, but the woman recovered, and she described in great detail how painful it was. Okay, and then he also says, but one mustn't believe everything that these people say. Okay, but this is most valuable. The worm's an odd worm. In other words, it could go either way. Get thee hence, please go. Farewell, I wish you all the joy of the worm. And he puts down the basket. Farewell, you must think this. Look you, that the worm will do. He's kind. And I think he's trying to say, you must be 100% sure that this is what you want to do. Yes, yes, farewell. Look you, the worm is not to be trusted, but in the keeping of wise people, for indeed there is no goodness in the worm. Take thou no care, it shall be heeded. Very good, give it nothing. Don't give it anything to eat. I pray thee, for it is not worth the feeding. Will it eat me? Will it bite me? You must not think I am so simple, but I know the devil himself will not eat a woman. I know that a woman is a dish for the gods, if the devil dress her not. But truly these same war-son devils do the gods great harm in their women, for in every 10 that they make, the devil ruins 5. Well, get thee gone. Farewell. Yes, forsooth, I wish you the joy of the worm. So Cleo still has that bit of doubt if this is going to do the job or not. Okay, and then Iris comes in with her royal attire. Give me my robe. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is a serious quote. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What is she saying? She's saying, I am ready to die. No more the juice of Egypt's grape shall moist this lip. So she wants to go and meet her death, clear of mind, sober of thought. She doesn't want to drink any Egyptian wine. Yeah, good Iris, quick, methinks I hear Antony call. I see him rouse himself to praise my noble act. I hear him mock the lack of luck of Caesar, which the gods give men to excuse their after wrath. She convinces herself that Caesar will be robbed, which is true, that Antony will be very proud of her actions, that they have beaten Caesar at his game. I hear him mock the lack of Caesar, that Caesar has been robbed. And then she says, husband, I come. And if we think about it, they were never actually married, but they lived together in Egypt as husband and wife. And I just want you to take cognizance of something, that she's focused so much on Octavia. But in her mind, she believed that she was the wife, that Antony was actually her husband. Husband, I come. Now to that name my courage proves my title. I am fire and air. My other elements I give to a baser, a lower life. So have you done? Come then, and take the last warmth of my lips. Farewell, kind Charmian. Iris, long farewell. She kisses them. And Iris is the first one that falls dead. Have I the aspect in my lips? Dost fall, if thou and nature can so gently part? So she's surprised that Iris falls down dead. The stroke of death is as a lover's pinch, it's gentle, which hurts and is desired. Look, if someone that loves you, like your lover pinches you, it's just that momentary pain, but it's not really that painful, because someone that loves you isn't going to inflict lasting pain and suffering. Dost thou lie still? If thus thou vanishest, thou tellest the world, it is not worth leave taking. Dissolve the cloud and rain, that I may say the gods themselves do weep. And so Charmian is very emotional, knowing this is the last moments with Cleo, and she doesn't want to be seen crying, and so she wants it to start raining, so that her tears will be masked in the rain. This proves me base. If she meets first the cold Antony, he'll make demand other and spend that kiss which is my heaven to have. And so she takes the asp out of the basket. Come thou, mortal wretch, which thou with thy sharp teeth this knot intricate of life at once untie. So she's saying, when you bite me with your teeth, you are going to loosen the knot of my life. It's going to end. Poor venomous fool, be angry and bite me. Oh, couldst thou speak, that I might hear thee call great Caesar ass unpoliced? If only I could hear this snake talk, it would actually say, Caesar, you have been beaten. Oh, Eastern Star. So Charmian calls Cleo Eastern Star, and Cleo calls Antony the sun. Peace, peace. Dost thou not see my baby at my breast? And so she puts him in her blouse, okay, so that the asp can bite her breast, which is a very an intimate gesture. She doesn't put it in her neck, she doesn't put it on her arm or on her leg, she puts it in her breast, which is close to her heart, and so there's a lot of intimacy in the manner in which she's dying, because as that's happening, she's focusing on Antony. Peace, peace. Dost thou not see my baby at my breast that sucks the nurse asleep? Oh, break, meaning just stop. As sweet as balm, as soft as air, as gentle. Oh, Antony, nay, I will take thee too. And so she takes the second snake, and she probably wraps it around her arm. So she's got the one in her breast and the one is wrapped around her arm. And she says, what should I stay? But she's actually saying, why should I stay? Why should I stay alive when I've got Antony waiting for me on the other side? But in this world, I've only got pain and humiliation coming my way. And then she dies. And Charmian says, in this wild world, so fare thee well, now boast thee death, in thy possession lies, alas, unparalleled. Downy widows, clothes and golden Phoebus never be beheld, of eyes again so royal, your crowns awry, I'll mend it, and then play. And then when Cleo is lying there dead, Charmian is leaning over her body and says, Death, you have every reason to be proud, because you've never had a victim as amazing as Cleo. No one else. And she uses the word unparalleled, meaning no one can match or compare to dead Cleo. The guard comes in and says, where's the queen? Speak softly, wake her not. So she's buying time to ensure that the poison really has worked and that there isn't a way to resuscitate her. Caesar has sent to slow a messenger. And Charmian, I assume, she takes the snake from the arm of Cleo and she puts it on herself to slow a messenger. Oh, come, apace, dispatch, I partly feel. And she's saying, quickly, bites me. You see? And the guard says, approach, oh, all's not well. Caesar has been beguiled. He's been tricked. They've killed themselves. Caesar has been robbed. There's Dolabella, sent from Caesar. Call him. What work is here, Charmian? Is this well done? It is well done, and fitting for a princess, descended of so many royal king. Ah, soldier. And she dies too. And then Dolabella comes in and says, what's going on here? They are all dead. Caesar, thy thoughts touch their effects in this. Meaning, Caesar, they realize what your plans were, what you were up to. Thou art coming to see perform the dreaded act which thou sought just to hinder. So you will come and you will see that what you wanted to prevent has already happened. And then when Caesar comes in, everyone says, away there, away for Caesar. In other words, make way for him. Oh, sir, you are too sure an augurer. In other words, you are very good at foreseeing the future. That which you did fear is done. Bravest to the end. She levelled at our purpose, she guessed at my plans, and being royal took her own way. The manner of their deaths, I do not see them bleed. How did they die? Who was last with them? A simple countryman that brought her figs. That was his basket, because Caesar's asking, how did they die? I don't see any blood. And then they explain, no, the guy brought in the figs. Oh, the snakes must have been in the pot. They kind of figure it out afterwards. Poison then. O Caesar, this Charmian lived but now. In other words, she died, just died. She stood and spake. I found her trimming up the bed on a dead mistress. Trembling she stood, and on the sudden dropped. O noble weakness! If they had swallowed poison, it would appear by external swelling, but she looks asleep, as she would catch another Antony in a strong twale of grace. So Caesar's saying that when you look at Cleo, the way she's lying there, it looks like she's not dead. It looks only as if she's sleeping. Here on her breast there is a vent of blood and something blown. The like is on arm. So they see what must be the puncture marks of the snake, and so they can see, oh, there's a drop of blood and there's a drop of blood. Okay, this is an aspic trail, and these fig leaves have slime upon them, such as the aspic leaves upon the caves of the Nile. And so then they figure out that it was not poisoned figs, but it was the snake that killed him. Most probable that so she died, for a physician tells me she had pursued conclusions infinite of easy ways to die. So the doctor was saying that she asked all kinds of questions, different methods of dying. Take up a bed and bear her woman from the monument. She shall be buried by her Antony. And I think that is very generous on the part of Caesar, that he allows them to be together in death. Okay. No grave upon the earth shall clip in it a pair so famous. High events as these strike those that make them, and their story is no less in pity than his glory, which brought them to be lamented. Our army shall in solemn show attend this funeral, and then to Rome. Come, Dolabella, see high order in this great solemnity. And so it's very interesting that he prepares to go to Rome without them, but he gives them an honorable burial, an honorable send-off. And in doing that, he kind of restores the honor for Antony again. So just a few points that I think are important for you to take note is that Cleo kills herself because she wanted to be reunited with Antony. That's the first thing. But more than that, I think she refused to allow herself to be reduced from this larger than life queen. She refused to be reduced to a victim. She didn't want to be just reduced to the victim, the whore, the prisoner. She needed to be more than that in life. She was that egocentric. Okay. And then a third point is that her love and her grief, there are times when they are sincere, and then there are times when they are overly dramatic. So her love and her grief, sometimes it's real and sometimes it's just too over the top. Okay. And then the next point which you should take note of is that she did not want to be paraded through the streets, as I was saying earlier, just as a mere whore. And so she chose to end her life. And in doing that, Cleo remains Cleo. She's not robbed of any of her stature. Okay. And so her triumph over the Romans, when she kills herself and she robs them of having her as prisoner, that is the greatest accomplishment in the entire play. That is the greatest achievement. Okay. And I think maybe the last point that we can take note of is that Cleo's death was a necessity to save her face. Her death was a necessity, and I think that's where we are concluding our reading of our play. It's been quite a long ride. We will stop here, and in the next video clip we will start looking at characterization.